Hello everyone, welcome back to some more of The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, a great deal of things happened, kind of, not really. We found out who Daily Vigil was, and essentially his story, what happened to him. Essentially, he was Chief Warder, but thanks to the whole Professor escaping fiasco, he ended up getting fired, and, well, let's just say he tried to do something he couldn't take back. And, yeah, after that, he basically ended up as a peddler on the streets until Gregson found him and had him do jobs for Gregson while paying him handsomely for it. So, yeah. Let's see. Beyond that, I think... Let me go back and look to see what I may have missed. I'm pretty sure that's everything, right? Let's see. Yeah, okay. So Daily faints, gets transported to the hospital, and the judge essentially calls for the trial to be over for that day. So we gotta investigate some more, I guess. We talked to Iris about, let's see, we talked to Iris about essentially what happened. Yeah, we just basically recapped everything with Iris, so I guess now we can choose between where we need to go. There's the Chief Justice's office, the prison, the Fresno Street room, and the hospital bed. Okay, hospital bed's probably not right, because he's only just been admitted, so let's leave him for a bit. We got the Chief Justice's office, the prison, and the Fresno room. I see no real reason to go to the Fresno room. I don't think... Well, no, we did discover a lot more new stuff, so we could probably investigate that. Okay. I guess let's just go to the prison, talk to Ben Zeeks. I mean, we barely heard his voice, so yeah. 2nd of November, local prison, cell 1. Lord Van Zeeks is reading. Look.
He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he?
But he must have noticed that we're here, surely. What do you Nipponese want? That's no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it? Perhaps not. Huh? I apologize. So, what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Lord Van Zeeks, speaking earnestly. Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow.
This does feel very, very strange. I must say, I was impressed. Oh? Well, thank you. Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese, your prosecutor friend. Oh, I see. Yes. It's sardonic, don't you think? For a man such as me, so loathing of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of either two of you. I suppose it's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper all these years. Played the part? What does that mean? You once told me that you gladly allowed people to believe you were the Reaper, because it helped reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London. If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committed to pursuing, then why would I choose to say anything? But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. And that was just the most recent of many times in your life, wasn't it? Someone is clearly profiting from your silence about all this. Someone is using you. Believe me, ever since the Reapers first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him. Or rather, expose the organization.
Ah, it's a whole organization?
It's inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man. No, the Reaper always appears to have some very accurate information about the accused in each case. Which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved.
Someone at... You can't mean...
It's taken me many years, but I finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organization. Tobias Gregson.
No.
Gregson? The Reaper? Nah.
Ain't no way. So, the reason you are investigating Inspector Gregson is because... you intended to expose him as the Reaper?
As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no single person.
What the heck? Sorry, I have to look at something here for a second. And we're back. Okay, sorry, that was weird. There was something popping up on my computer here. Whatever.
It's a highly secret organization with close ties to Scotland Yard. But there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organization.
I don't believe it. Are you saying that that he was behind all those awful criminals meeting there?
Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself.
Oh.
He was the tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the marks and plot the assassinations. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi.
Which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as the inspector.
Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper. But the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters of the operation. Gregson wouldn't have met the assassin for briefings.
So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then?
Actually, I do have a name. You what?
Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then.
Or if I can name the woman.
Oh.
She's a young woman by the name of Asa Shin.
Wait, what? Shin? Also, yeah. Asa Shin, the assassin. Think you're funny?
Miss Asa Shin. The true...
Alright, sorry about that. Just a slight thing there. Oh well. Anyways. Miss Asa Shin. The true name of a terrifying killer I know only too well. She came to Japan posing as a visiting student and murdered Dr. John H. Wilson. Then, just when it seemed that that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan a conviction, the mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut. And that woman was actually the Reaper of the Bailey? Mr. Naruto, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss... No, of course not. We can't mention it here. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Wilson, because Iris doesn't know, and it's very likely that the man was her father. Asa Shin. I should let father know at once. Yes, I agree. Asa Shin, huh?
Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Sogi. You say he's a friend of yours?
My best friend. He's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. It was all in his merits. I have nothing but respect for him.
Yes. I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities. and I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in those proceedings earlier today. He missed nothing. In fact, his flawless performance was very much reminded me of his father.
Genshin Asogi, the professor.
It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of the numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, in economics, in war. In many ways, Asogi was carving out a canker from a society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves.
Ah, I see.
But that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint Van Zieks was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt. Why did that damned Nipponese have to go and take my brother's life? In spite of having once saved mine.
He saved your life? How did that happen?
It was 10 years ago, on a foggy night. What was to be the professor's final trial strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital.
So, Clint Van Zieks had already been killed at this point then.
Genshin and I were walking down some back street at a late hour. Of course, at that point, I had no idea of the true nature of the man by my side. All of a sudden... Don't make a peep! You're coming with us! We were surrounded. All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves. Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I've been targeted several times before already. Yeah, it's Van Zieks, alright. We got him. I could hear them murmuring amongst themselves. I knew they were after me. But just when I thought my time had come. If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me. It was Asogi's voice, just a whisper in my ear. After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He'd shielded me. Two days later, they arrested him. On suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever, the Professor.
How awful for you.
All at once, I lost the brother I revered, and the foreign friend I held in such high regard.
I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zieks.
That's the end of my miserable tale. I'd never thought I'd recount it to anyone.
Well, thank you for confiding in me. The Professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. I wonder just how intimately related they all are. I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper, giving assassination orders to Giselle Brett. Mr. Naruhodo, let's go and inform my father. I'm sure our government will want to hear about this new information.
Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie! Hooray!
Yes, alright. Let's head back to the Waterloo Hotel then. To the Waterloo Hotel. I thought it yesterday, and I think it again today. This place is so princely.
It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling you'll think the same thing tomorrow, too.
Might say has a finer fragrance than whatever they're serving in the tea room here, though, wouldn't you say?
Ah, look who we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure.
Oh, I thought... Oh, sorry, I thought... Wrong, I thought it was Jigoku. Alright.
Father, what happened to your voice?
Oh, is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely!
What a charming young lady. And you are? Ah, really? So you're the author of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, are you?
That's me, Iris Wilson, at your service, sir. Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know.
Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your work regularly and with much interest.
Iris
actually lives with Mr. Sholmes, you know, Father.
Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explaining that bright look in your eyes.
You won't be smiling so airily if you just knew how bright she is, believe me.
Now then, young Naruto, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery, after I twisted some arms. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you omitted by Kazuma on the end there.
No, please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me.
Really?
You didn't miss a step against Hisogi, and we all know how capable he is. Really, to have matured into such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary.
It's very kind of you to say so, and really nice to hear.
What I saw in court today confirmed what I'd been hoping for. The favor I mentioned yesterday in Naruto, I trust you haven't forgotten?
Oh, no. You did mention something, didn't you? But first, we have something to report, Father.
Of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further?
I wonder where Judge Jigoku has got to.
Alright. Let's talk over some tea.
Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Berry?
I've heard rumors. Some member of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge.
Right. He didn't appear until after that case when the visiting students had already returned home.
Lord Van Zeeks. Who's the doc today?
Sorry, it's like 10:45 at night. I'm not exactly at full energy.
That was Beric, the younger brother of Clint Van Zeeks, I believe.
That's right. And he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as you've heard. But the truth is, it wasn't him behind all those mysterious deaths. It was somebody else.
I see. So, what you're saying is, there's been a professional killer at work here?
Exactly. Someone by the name of Shin, in fact.
I beg your pardon? Did you say Shin? You mean that Giselle Brett woman who's responsible for killing my great friend?
Oh no! A friend of yours was killed?
Professor Picotoba, I think perhaps we shouldn't discuss this right now. Because the professor is talking about is Dr. John H. Wilson. And that's not something we want Iris to find out about. Not like this, anyway. Yeah?
Ah, I've just remembered something. Biscuits. This hotel has the most delicious looking biscuits.
That was rather out of the blue.
She's doing this deliberately.
I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some. I wonder, would you like to come too, Iris? Oh, yes! You just try to leave me behind.
So, that young girl is called Iris Wilson, is she?
Yes, that's right.
And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great Detective Sholmes? But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? It's Dr. John H. Wilson.
Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see.
Her father? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Yume University 4 years ago.
But he was murdered last year by Dazale Brett. Why? Why would the hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan? Iris knows nothing about that case, but it seemed very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father.
Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he ever had a daughter or not. But I think I can say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner.
So, it could have been another Dr. Wilson, do you think?
Well, John and Wilson are both common names after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure.
That's what we thought, yes.
We're back with cinnamon biscuits.
Ooh, they smell delicious, Iris.
I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here. Don't you, Susie? Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris.
Alrighty then. That was rather convenient. I haven't seen Judge Jigoku for a while, have you?
Guilty!
But that guilty is still ringing in my ears.
No, now you mention it, I haven't seen him since this morning either. I suppose since the symposium's opening was postponed, he'll have gone to explore at the Great Exhibition.
That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Judge Jigoku having once been in the dock himself?
Yes. It was all tied up with that accursed trial.
The closed trial of Cosmo's father.
Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the sun to testify. But he got a little carried away and, actually managed to break the witness stand.
Oh my.
He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged.
Oh dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that.
Well, it was alright in the end. He was acquitted and we returned home to Japan together.
Thank goodness.
Ah yes, talking of Seishiro, I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday. Please.
Oh, what a lovely picture.
It certainly seems to shout, "We've arrived in Britain."
None of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we?
Hold up. That badge thing, that thing on his tie thing, that's for soccer leaves, right? I need to look and see something for a second. Oh. Okay. Huh. Sorry, I just thought... No, I thought the word Mikotoba meant like Sakura. It's like another... Not Sakura. You know, think about it. No. If Sakura usually is pronounced Zakura, I think. But I thought it would have something to do with it, but no. It says here... Mikotoba is... Hominous. It basically sounds like the expression... Whatever that is. Which can either mean word of God or take someone at their word. So... Oh yeah, Mikotoba. Yeah, okay, never mind. So yeah, it's synonymous with the word, with the expression that means word of God. So, yeah. Sorry, I just thought it meant something like Sakura, because you know, Ace Attorney does cool, nice things with their names. So, meh.
No, that's so true.
So, you mentioned a favor you'd like to ask me?
Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting, one way or another, it will be over before long. And when it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan.
You want me to do... What?
Father, what's the meaning of this?
Now, Susato, you should understand. You've seen how our courts work firsthand. Japan's judicial system is in its infancy, especially when it comes to defense.
Oh, you mean...
The Supreme Court of Judicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. As soon as possible. Really, quite urgently, in fact.
But, I've not been in London a year yet.
I've read all of Susato's reports. I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And having seen you in action with my own eyes earlier today, there's no question. You, Naruhodo, are precisely the man our country needs.
So, you'd be leaving then, Runo? But then, what am I supposed to do, Father?
You came here to serve as Asogi's judicial assistant.
Oh yeah, she's supposed to be Cosmo's assistant.
Our government is still in the process of deciding how best to deal with his situation, though. You've always chosen your own path, Susato, and I trust your judgment. In this matter also.
Father.
Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand? A hope, if I'm honest, but I won't force you. All I ask is that you consider it, and come to a decision by the time this trial concludes.
Yes. Alright.
You won't leave, will you, Runo?
The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believe to be Cosmo's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so... where does that leave me?
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police with this information about Asha Shin.
Of course, Father. Thank you.
I look forward to next month's installment, Miss Wilson.
Oh, good. And please, do come to Baker Street sometime, won't you? We'd love to entertain you.
I would be delighted. The best of luck for tomorrow, Naruhodo. And... give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you?
Yes, I will. Going back home?
You know, Kazuma-sama has always meant a great deal to my father. I'm sure he'd love the chance to meet with him and talk to him about all of this.
Yes, no doubt. Asa Shin.
Of course! It's so obvious!
Oh, yeah, again? How could I have neglected to consider the possibilities before now? Sholmes, what are you doing here? Mr. Sholmes?
Hurley, where have you been?
Why, I joined you all for tea, of course. What an extraordinary question.
I didn't notice you at all.
No matter. Anyway, to more pressing concerns, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? I must dispatch a telegram to your country at once. It is a matter of much urgency. To Japan, you mean? Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now, who?
Well, my father has just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself.
I see. Well, you look reliable enough for a bearded fellow. A bearded fellow?
I don't think what father sports could be considered a beard, Mr. Sholmes.
There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty unshaven father to see this is sent.
I will, but, what is it?
No questions at this time, if you please, Miss Susato. All we can do is pray that for once, my deduction is alright. Doesn't that apply your deductions are normally correct, Mr. Sholmes? Which isn't exactly... Now then. You may be surprised to learn that I am a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind settees and eavesdrop on other people's conversations. So that's what joining us for tea meant. I leave the sending of this in your hands then, my dear fellows. Then he just up and disappears. Wait a minute, Mr. Sholmes.
He just sort of ran off, didn't he? At quite a pace.
And left behind the unpaid bill for his tea behind, too.
I must catch up with father at the telegraph office at once. And I'll run and call us a cab straight away.
And there was me, thinking everyone would be clamoring to pay Mr. Sholmes' bill. Grand. Alright, let's see. We can go to the hospital bed, but I think we'll probably head off to Chief Justice's office, see what else we can glean. Alright. I plan on going for only like 40 minutes, so this is probably the last place we'll go. Which, whatever. No arguments, Prosecutor Sogi. You will continue the trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly.
It's Kazuma-sama.
Divine was strong-eyed by the sound of it. He never did know when to back down. On your way now, Sogi. My lord. Kazuma. He left without saying a word. Well, yeah, he just got scolded, apparently. I don't know. Yes. What are you doing here? Oh, well, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
I wanted Van Zeke's trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it longer than necessary.
Unwelcome inquiries?
As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. 42, 43...
Then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruto.
In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information. Alright, let's talk to him. Does Prosecutor Asogi believe that Lord Van Zeeks is the Reaper?
I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago, in that fateful closed trial, that Lord Van Zeeks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. It meant that the ringleader of the criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress.
But that's awful.
The man's friend freedom was short-lived. He lasted just days.
Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe.
Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey.
And people believe Lord Van Zeeks was responsible?
He was brought to trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident.
So he must have had a solid alibi then.
Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons were perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. That's a long run of coincidences.
Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial.
And the impact that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated.
Is that why it's a closed trial?
Precisely. This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years.
So, the last one was the professors? The trial of Genshin Asogi?
Correct.
Actually, we heard that originally you were going to prosecute that trial yourself, Lord Strongheart.
Van Zeeks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he may avenge his brother's death. And here we are, 10 years later. With the son of the man Van Zeeks had condemned now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way.
They do say what goes around comes around.
However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well.
Cosmo is?
I like my organization to run smoothly, in the exact manner that I prescribe. As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others.
Ah, so that's what all these gears are about in here.
If the young man refuses to mess with other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps.
What? What do you mean?
Not something with which you need to concern yourself. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow.
Yeah? Crypticness? Really?
Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me. As of this moment, I have been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours.
Oh my, that is a long time.
And I hold you entirely responsible.
Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes?
I wonder if you might agree to us Talking with Prosecutor Asogi.
Discussions between the defense and prosecution outside the courtroom are generally frowned upon. However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go. You can find him in his office.
Oh, thank you. Let's go to see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo. Kazuma's my best friend in the world, but I'm really not all sure how to talk to him at the moment. Alright, so I guess next time we will talk to him, and we will also see how Daily Vigil is doing, yeah. So, yeah. So I guess, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you all. Okay, that was too quick. But yeah, so I guess, yeah, next time we are literally just going to, new location added, thank you kindly. Yeah, there's the prosecutor office and the hospital where we have to visit. There's also the prison governor's office now that I think about it. Well, no, we don't have any visits here to begin with, so no. And and we have the Fresno Street room to investigate as well. So yeah. Anywho, that will be it for this I guess episode, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.